Mr. Dick the Cat.
Oi!
It's your episode, so get your finger on the intro when you can.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
This is
And we're
my
doing
episode.
verses. We're not doing the
No,
ands
it's-
anymore.
Oh, this is a verse episode?
All of them are gonna be verses. We talked about that last week.
Oh, I can't remember anything.
Yeah. Just for why not? No real reason.
Yeah, you're right.
Because there's more debate, I guess.
We're going to talk about two movies. They really have nothing in common with each other, except maybe a limo driver. Stretch and Mars Attacks on this episode of Hollywood is Dead.
Welcome, Phoenix West.
Dick the Cat.
Dick, today or yesterday, I found Mars Attacks on Blu-ray for $7.50 at Walmart.
Overpaid.
Excuse me. I like this little slipcover though.
Oh, it's like a newer one.
Yeah, we just throw the new slipcover on the. I don't know. I'm a sucker for slipcovers, so it sold me. I like the pink. I like the brain.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pretty cool. I want the movie anyway, so I figured might as well. And it seemed like a sign because it was one of the 15 movies they now have at Walmart.
Yeah, it's about all they have now over there.
It's insane. There's nothing left. And I tried to go to Walmart today, and the power was out there. So apparently, this Walmart can't afford a generator.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. Dick, for some reason you chose Stretch, even though it was on my short list, but I'm glad you did.
Yes, you had always talked about it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a Joe Carnahan movie that I haven't seen. I like Joe Carnahan a lot. I like his movies. Most of his movies I've enjoyed. I like Patrick Wilson. I like the cast. The cast of this movie is great. Everybody's funny.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's doing a good job. I think James Patch Dale. There's a connection to Twilight Zone.
Who?
Oh, you know
right.
what? There isn't. No, there wasn't. The connection was Radioland Murders with James Patch Dale. He's the guy in this movie.
The Departed?
He is. No, James Patch Dale is the guy from. But he was kind of hot. Oh, that's right. He's the Departed. Yeah, but he was kind of hot for a minute there, and he kind of disappeared. But he's in Stretch, and his mom.
He's the one
famous woman.
He's the one that kills DiCaprio.
Yes, that's right.
Oh no, sorry. He kills Anthony Anderson, doesn't he? And then Matt Damon
kills both.
Him. No, I think Anthony Anderson kills DiCaprio, and then he kills Anthony Anderson.
Yes.
And Matt Damon kills him.
No, you're wrong. It was Udo Kier kills them all.
It was Colonel Mustard,
and he
R.I.P.
Amazing. Yeah, it's a sad loss.
I'm so sorry. Go ahead and continue. Sorry, I derailed you horribly.
Well, we had Patch Dale's mom is an actress, and she died prematurely in life at 50, I think. She was very young when she died of ovarian cancer. Let me double check that this is the right person I'm talking about here before it all ends.
Anita Morris?
No, she's the mother of actor James Patch Dale.
Yeah.
So James Patch Dale, his mother's name was Anita Morris, died in 1994. She was in a few movies that are connected to us.
Oh, she's in Martians Go Home. What are the odds?
Martians Go Home and Tales from the Crypt. And she was also in Murder, She Wrote, Miami Vice, Cheers, Ruthless People.
Miami Vice, yeah.
Rolling Stones.
The Happy Hooker.
The Happy Hooker, which is not really connected to us at all. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting that James Patch Dale's mom, I didn't realize that was his mother, that this character actress who died a long time ago, which is really sad. She's like 50. I was like, oh man, James Patch Dale.
Died the same year Mars Attacks came out.
That was Well, 1996 is when Mars Attacks came out.
Didn't it say she died in 96? Or did I read that wrong?
No, it said 94. She died in 94.
Oh, she died. Oh, it is
But
94. Okay.
yeah. But
Okay.
But Stretched, very fun movie. I enjoyed it a lot. There's something about Patrick Wilson. I just think he's a funny actor. He's a good actor, but he makes the weirdest decisions. Like as an actor, like it's a lot of his movies are just like he did that. Why is he in this movie? Like what? What's he
I
doing?
think
And I mean,
he looks like an actor. If you look at his resume, like a one for you, one for me sort of thing, where he's like, "Yeah, I'll do another Insidious movie
yes,
so I can do this weird ass project."
right, yeah.
I
It's
he's
just
got a lot of
it's
movies that I
funny that
really
way.
like him in, and then he's got a lot of movies where like, "Oh, you're in that." Like he apparently has to play all ghost movies about a man now. It's since The Conjuring and
Yeah,
Insidious, he just has to do
and
all of them.
Insidious, yeah. Well, now he directs Insidious.
Yeah,
He
I
directed the
like
last
the Red
Insidious
Door.
movie,
Yeah, it was good.
and he's James Padgdale is also in the 1923 show, that
Oh,
Yellowstone show.
yeah.
He's in 3 episodes. He plays John Dutton Sr. That means nothing to me, but does that mean something to you?
Yes.
Is that Kevin Costner's dad?
It's like his dad's dad. That if it's 1923, it's probably just his dad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's his dad, I think. Yeah.
But he's really fucking good in Bone Tomahawk. Obviously, this is our second one of his movies. He's really good in Fargo
Yes.
in season
Oh
two.
yeah.
Season one of season two. I'm blanking.
I don't remember. I didn't watch any of the Fargo shows.
Oh, it's great.
I need to watch those. They look really good.
The Conjuring,
I need to watch
Prometheus.
those.
He's in all these big movies. Like again, it's those one for you, one for me because he's in Prometheus, Conjuring, Insidious 2 all in a row. And then he's in Jack Strong and Space Station 76, and then this. And then he starts like then he's Batman and then Conjuring and then not Star Wars, Aquaman's later, and it's like he's very like back and forth. Like he can walk both worlds like seamlessly, it appears.
The reason he's in Aquaman is because James Wan directed it, and James Wan did the Insidious movies.
Yeah,
or he produced them, and he directed the Conjuring movies. So James Wan and him go way back. He's been working nonstop just with that guy. I'm surprised he wasn't in Maleficent or Malignant. I'm sorry, the other movie.
Oh my god,
that wonderful.
He's probably
Malignant. He was in that.
I think it would have that movie would have been too serious with him in it. It would have been hard to laugh at it as much. So I'm glad he wasn't.
Right.
Because that was my movie of the year. That man, what a perfectly terrible movie. We were talking about like perfect movies, like Ghostbusters and stuff like that. Like Malignant is a perfect movie, just in a horribly bad way. Like, don't change a thing with it.
And you don't know if it's a joke or this is all like they really believed in this movie.
When I did the review for that, I was like, it's just like Freddy Got Fingered, where it's the only other sarcastic movie I can think of. Where it's like,
well, there's only one way to sum up that movie, and it's this. What the fuck?
It's hard not to.
That's it. That's Malignant.
Speaking of Die Hard with a Vengeance, I thought the two kids that play Jim Brown's kids in Mars Attacks, I thought those are the same kids from Die Hard with a Vengeance because they look so much like them. Turns out one of them's fucking Ray J. Didn't realize the older one. I've seen Deep Stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, he regrets that, He came out
good for him,
and he was pretty honest about it. He regretted that. He says, "You know what? Look at what he did to culture. I think I ruined culture. I feel bad." Like, he was really kind of honest. He was like, "The mother did it. I didn't do this. I had nothing to do with this. It was the mother planned all that." It's just they're disgusting human beings, and they've destroyed little girls everywhere. But other than that, Stretched. Speaking of stretching out.
Yeah.
Oh God, no, that's the wrong term. Never mind. Stretch. Funny movie. One of those movies where it takes place over the course of a night. it's his bad luck night, basically, or is it his good luck night because everything works out, everything happens
It's
for a
kind of
reason,
both.
but he doesn't believe in fate.
And
You
it's
know,
hard not to compare this to Scorsese's After Hours because it is the same movie, like same
pretty
at
much.
night, and it's like the same hijinks at night, and it's like you could view it as bad luck, but it ends up being better for the character. He needed that night to
Well, and
to,
also,
to grow finally.
it happened. It happened one night's another one. The same idea. It happens over the course of a night. So
Yeah,
another good
there's a
movie.
bunch of those. I mean, like Trojan Wars is a more subtle version of that. Remember that
Right.
movie where he's trying to find a condom? That's the kid from Boy Meets World.
Yeah, it was
There's like
very,
all
very
different
like it.
genres have that version of that movie, and that. But
Yeah.
I think this one does it the best because it's not really. I don't. It's a movie you don't ever take seriously, but also you're not like taking anything for granted because you think you might get killed at every turn
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
because it is Joe Carnahan. The man might just kill the main character and move the fuck
Yes.
on. So you've seen Smoking Aces, where major
Exactly.
characters just die and
Yeah.
you move on. And that's the reason I watch this movie. We usually start off with what's your relationship with this movie, and this is your first time, but this one
Well,
I
you told
watched
me about it. And I had to watch it.
immediately when it came out because of the Joe Carnahan name on it. And I watched it and I was
Right.
laughing hysterically the whole way through. And I usually don't do that with comedy movies. I'm like, that's fine. This one I was like, everything caught me off guard where I'm like, what the fuck is this? And every single thing with Chris Pine made me laugh so hard. The biggest one
Yeah.
being
Chris Pine is the
when he's in the back with the prostitutes and he like lets them all out of the car and he's like, and they all go up to the mansion and then he turns around and he looks in there, Chris Pine's gone and he turns up and Chris Pine comes up from behind the door and he's dressed like
Yeah.
a samurai.
Yeah. Yeah. That was pretty good.
God damn, he makes me laugh. Chris Pine loves
He's
playing
funny. Yeah,
fucking weirdos in Carnahan movies.
I want him to be in more.
Yeah. Well,
Like
I
I
didn't
want
realize
there to be more of him.
this movie made me go, wait, who? Okay, this is the first time working with Chris Pine. That's interesting. Like, and I looked up Chris Pine. I go, he's in Smoking Aces, and I went back. And I'm like, oh, he's that fucking guy. Like, he did such a good job of
Yeah.
Smoking Aces. I didn't realize it was him.
Yeah.
Is that who
Well, I
you
guess
after? Israel?
Israel, were you part of that? Oh man, small world.
Yeah, small world.
Small
And
world.
the guy lets him go. Then, without
You
looking,
killed all my friends. You killed you left me for dead. You killed my friends. Yeah.
this is my fucking hand. His hands are missing
That's,
fingers.
you know, no hard feelings. No hard feelings.
And that's the Joe Carnahan that's amazing, but in the same scene, terrible. Where he gets a little too much like the crank guys. Remember when
Yes.
that guy wakes up, he gets pulled out of the river
Yeah.
after he gets shot at.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
that
yeah.
kid is like, motherfucker got kung fu, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
this feels like it just felt a little too much like a what's that terrible fucking filmmaker that everyone loves, the virus cabin movie, Cabin Fever.
Yeah, it was
In the
very
porch,
yeah.
and I was like,
Yes,
fuck this
yes.
kid. I hate that kid.
Right.
I hate that scene with that kid. And then it turns into hilarious when you did this to my hand. And he's like, oh shit, no hard feelings.
Yeah.
All right. He gives him the keys and he's like, all right, I'll walk. And he starts walking away. And he kills him without really any reason.
He just fuck it. And he shoots him
Yeah.
5 times and kills him, which is great.
He just falls over in the parking structure.
But no, and anytime Ed Helms takes a gun to the mouth and blows his brains out,
Oh, God.
In this
All
movie,
four.
that was so funny. I thought it was hilarious. He was the best. He was the best limo driver in the whole business of limo driving. Oh, he's smiling. Oh, blows his head.
He goes, you guys are so in love. The wife. And then he sees him. I love it because he sees him the rest of the movie, like the entire rest of the movie. And he pops up, and it's like a comedy shot. And it's like, how did they ever get through one of these scenes?
It's lit like a student film, like the way he's like a ghost.
Oh, it's a noir. They do it noir because he's always smoking, and he's like
so funny.
He's got the 50s mustache.
It's so goofy, and it's like I gave him that mustache. It's like I don't know why he has a mustache, but I gave him that mustache.
Here he is.
Oh god, it's funny.
This is after he blew his brains out.
Yeah.
Indeed.
'Cause he-
Hi, my name is Stretch, aka Billy Big Balls.
But he's always lit with that otherworldly lighting because he's not real.
Right. Yeah.
So if you notice, like Patrick Wilson's with the orange lighting, 'cause that's like the
Yeah,
natural outside sun, and then he's got this like low light on him that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Even when they're in the elevator later, Patrick Wilson's got the
Right,
elevator lights
yeah.
on him, and he's got that little spotlight on his face that doesn't exist. It's great. It's perfect. I don't know. It is a weird movie, but I watched it immediately when it came out. I was so excited to watch it. This and Filth, I watched like within pretty close to each other.
Filth is the one with
McAvoy.
James McAvoy, which I've seen. It was okay.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Filth was okay. It didn't wow
that
me.
one's a little more inaccessible for the general audience.
Yeah.
That one's really raunchy. It's like a raunchier version of this.
Oh, it's way more darker than this.
Yeah.
This is like a comedy.
This is just a fun one.
This is a goofy, fun movie. Yeah.
I told you, I love this
serious
movie,
stuff.
and it is a great movie, but you're not going to be like blown away by it. But you're going to be like, that was a good movie. I liked it.
No, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That's all I
It's fun.
promised. That's
Yeah,
why I didn't want to oversell it.
Yeah. I had no problem paying $3.99 to watch it.
Yeah.
On pay-per-view.
And you want to buy the physical copy now.
Yeah, I would.
And it took them like 4 or 5 years for someone to actually release it on Blu-ray.
Really?
It took a long time to get someone to actually do it.
Wow.
I saw Joe Carnahan posted about it, and he's like, "Thank you for finally releasing my movie. I can own it now."
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it took him a while.
Well, Narc just got a Blu-ray release, and it's like $500. It's so expensive.
Well, Narc went from DVD to 4K. Like that is a fucking gap of 20 years.
Yeah,
literally 20 years. That Narc is the reason I love Joe Carnahan. And then it was the BMW series with Frankenheimer, and he did a segment on that.
Right, yeah.
And he did a really good segment. And then he did Smoking Aces, and I saw that in the theater, and I was like, God damn, this guy's good. Like Smoking Aces is a guilty pleasure movie.
Oh yeah,
but it is I also think a really good movie. Very well done for that genre.
Oh yeah, that's a fun movie. It's got all-star cast. All those guys have now since become pretty big.
Huge stars, yeah. And Ray Liotta's in all 3 of these.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Ray Liotta shows up in this movie, which I loved. He was fucking great.
Do you know the movie?
Hilarious.
Did you hear the movie that he's doing?
What was it? It was a cop movie.
That's Narc 2.
Was that what it was? It was Narc 2?
He's doing Narc 2, even though I'm pretty sure he dies in the first one.
Yeah, I think he did die in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead in real life too. This was sad to say. I watched, speaking of Ray Liotta, I was watching that Blackbird show on Apple TV.
Oh yeah, you're telling me about that.
Not true. Yeah, and Ray Liotta's in there. It's one of his last projects because he dedicated the 3rd episode to him because he died the day that episode premiered. Is when he died on Apple TV.
Wow, and that's the Greg Kinnear prison one.
Yes.
Okay. I always been that when I had Apple TV. I don't have it anymore.
It's worth watching. Just for that Cole Hauser, or what's his name, Walter Hauser guy. He was Richard Jewell and Richard Jewell. He's fucking he's great. He is so good. He is so good in that show because he plays the psychopath kid murderer. He's just so good at it. He's great. He's fantastic. It's worth watching for him alone.
For some reason, I still haven't seen Richard Jewell, even though it's the one recent Clint Eastwood movie I know I'm gonna love.
So that's why. Okay. Well, here, spoiler alert. We had to have a movie for me to pick for this show. Richard Jewell.
Okay.
Because that's an awesome movie. I love Richard Jewell.
Yeah, I've always been curious, and I know I'm gonna like it. You know how much I love Eastwood.
That movie bombed so bad at the box office when it came out, but it's such a great movie. It's really good. And Sam Rockwell's in it. He's great. Kathy Bates is great. It's an all-star cast.
So it literally has my favorite actor and my favorite actress, and I've never one of my favorite directors. I've never seen it for no reason.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Oh man.
No, Richard Jewell's great. It's a great movie.
Okay, I'll add it.
I do have that on Blu-ray myself, personal collection.
Okay, I think I have it too. I think.
Yeah, it's a cheap Blu-ray if you can find it. It's probably $1 Blu-ray somewhere.
All Clint Eastwood's ones are pretty cheap, but
pretty much now. Clint Eastwood.
But I don't know. It's a downbeat movie that has a positive message that runs through it, and that's always what I'm complaining about with Hollywood movies. Is they always got to be such a fucking bummer. See, Hollywood movies do it, and so do like the indie movies. They both kind of meet in the middle with we need to be a bummer for a majority of the movie. And it's like, why? Just be fun.
Well, this one's more of a fractured fairy tale, I would say.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun though, and it's funny. And he at the end of at the end of it, it's a happy ending. He gets away with it, and
that's what I'm saying. Like,
go to prison, and
it's a love story suddenly, and it's the most predictable love story you've ever seen, but it
right,
still works.
yeah.
But I don't know. I enjoyed I can get rid of this background. Sorry.
I'm the fire starter.
Yeah. Are you a fire starter? I just like that it wasn't a bummer all the way through, and it had something to say. Like, I don't want to say that. I don't want to give it that much credit.
No,
it's not just there to go, LA's a shithole, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like,
right, yeah.
Because it feels like a lot of 90s movies had that vibe, like the Tarantino ripoffs, and this is kind of in that school, which is the super violent suddenly. But this one pulled back, and it was like he kind of did some nice things for the guy. It wasn't all shitting on the man.
Well, it talks. The whole crux of the movie is that he was a former gambling junkie, cokehead drunk.
Yeah,
and he gets in a really bad accident at the beginning, and he's flying out of the car, which was funny.
With an actress that, can you help me explain why I know this woman's name?
Which one?
Brooklyn Decker. I was like, I recognize that name, and I look her up. I'm like, don't know anything she's in. Why the fuck do I know her name?
She was she married a tennis guy, I think. She married a famous tennis player. She's a terrible actress, but she had a great body. Is that who that was? That was Brooklyn Decker, the girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see. Yeah.
But I'm looking at these movies, and I'm like,
that. Wow, you realize that was her. I think
Solitary
she's in
Man,
Battleship, that awful movie.
Just Go With It, Battleship, didn't see it. She's in 3 episodes of The League, which I did see. What to Expect When You're Expecting, didn't see. 1 episode of New Girl, probably didn't see that one.
No, she hasn't done anything in a while.
This movie, Results, Love Song, Casual Encounters, Band-Aid, Support the Girls. I didn't see any of. How the fuck do I know this woman's name? I don't recognize her.
It's not a hard name. Brooklyn Decker. You think it's Black and Decker? It's been in your head for years.
Did I just hear the name and just my mind was like, "That's dumb." All right.
Yeah.
Same thing with Brittany Snow, and Heidi Montag. What's her name? That woman.
Heidi Fleiss.
No, the other one.
Oh, Heidi Montag.
These names just stick, and I'm like, who are these women? I don't know where this lady's from. I have no idea.
Who are you? Oh, yeah. David Hasselhoff was hilarious.
Thank you.
That was a good bit.
There's some movies like this. They mostly existed in the 90s and then the early 2000s with like Judd Apatow stuff, which is the celebrity playing themselves as a severe asshole.
Yes.
Like the what's that Judd Apatow one? Or it's not Apatow, but he produced it. I think the End of the World one. This Is the End, where everyone plays like a heightened version of themselves. Only this one is just those 2 people, and I think it's easier to swallow because it's just Hasselhoff and Ray Liotta, and Ray Liotta is such a dick. I love it.
Oh, it's great, but he's not. He tips him $200, which is nice. He's probably the only good guy in the movie. But did you know that Chris Pine isn't even credited in this movie?
Yeah,
which is so weird.
Which is why when I watched this thing, didn't know he was in it.
Right? Yeah,
he's not in the trailer, the original trailer I saw. And then so he's like, I would pick up this client, and I'm looking at the cast list. And I'm like, I don't know fucking who would it be at this point because Hasselhoff and Liotta have already been there. So I'm like, I don't know who it is. And all of a sudden, you just see a ball sack.
Ball sack on his window is hilarious.
It's like exploding out from underneath the thong thing he's wearing, ball sack, and then part of his asshole. And I'm like, okay. And it gets down, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? And like, oh, it's Chris Pine. Okay. So I've seen Chris Pine's balls because those are his balls. That's not a stand-in.
Unless it was a stand-in because he does fall from the sky.
No,
maybe that's this.
No, but that scene you just fall back on the windshield, and Chris Pine demanded that he be in that thing.
Well, I guess this movie was shot in 21 days, and it was a $5 million budget.
Yeah, they had to rush this thing, and
that's pretty crazy.
I think that helps with movies like this because it forces you to like, all right, let's and it kind of flows with the movie, what the movie's about. So like, all right, no, we can't do this. Let's just do this, and it just like the production's chaos, so it kind of registers on camera as chaos, which is nice,
Well, and don't forget Norman Reedus shows up as a cameo in this movie.
which is fucking hilarious.
I thought I had to double take that. I was like, oh shit, it's Norman Reedus.
Oh, I caught him immediately, but I was like, "What's he doing?"
That's funny.
He's like,
Oh,
"With a dead prostitute."
You got a dead hooker you got to take care of.
He's like, "Yeah, she's dead. I'll take care of it. Don't worry. Go ahead and get in the limo." Where's that?
So Chris Pine suggested this character arrive wearing a jockstrap and a tiger backpack. He likes playing freaks, Joe Carnahan acknowledged.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Should I take this down? I'm so sorry.
No, show more.
I wanted to show the Norman Reedus scene. Yeah, it's right here. Oh man, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead and talk if you need to. I need to find it. There it is. Damn it.
No, I guess that Jessica Alba was in the middle of negotiating a multi-million-dollar deal for her cosmetic line, and I think she's making scale on this movie.
Yeah.
And I guess Patrick Wilson had chemistry, but a lot of their scenes were cut out of the movie.
Yeah. She's cute in this movie. Here's a fun fact. Jessica Alba is the first girl I ever masturbated to.
Who said that? Joe Carnahan?
Me.
Oh.
Because
See, I don't believe that.
Yeah, well, true story.
Was it Dark Angel?
No, it was Flipper.
Oh my god!
It was on like or UPN or UPS or whatever the fuck that channel was. PBS, whatever. And she's 3 years older than me. And I was like, "Oh, fuck's this girl?" Like,
my god!
Back in the day when you had just the TV in your room and no like VCR or anything, and it was whatever's on. And then cut to 6 months later, I had the VCR, and then I was watching Schindler's List and cranking one out. But
To Carl with the
here it is.
K.
All right, Norman. I think I got everything out of the bathroom.
It was about the client.
Quick question. Is that a severed penis?
Always about the client.
Yes, sir.
Some chilled Veuve Clicquot for the returning honeymoon.
Thank you.
Carl with the K.
Oh yeah, Sean White's there too.
Yeah, that's
K
funny.
is quite simply the personification of total client satisfaction.
What about her? She's dead. But I got you a blueberry muffin. It's on the seat. Oh, blueberries, Carl.
I love it. But here's that scene where you two are so in love.
I'm sure his sterling reputation thrilled Carl with the K to no end.
Wow. You guys look so happy.
Right up until the day he sucked on a 38 snub nose.
That's hilarious.
Like a 38 snub nose is meant to spray brains on the people behind you. What a violent gun to do that with.
I know that's why they mentioned it to really sell that point home.
But like that's a gun you
funny.
buy. Like I'm gonna blow my brains out, and whoever's behind me is getting their face covered in my brains.
Oh man,
because that is just like a cannon gun, little tiny one. Anyway, I don't know. I'm glad you watched this. I'm glad you actually liked it and weren't like, why the fuck did you make me watch this sort of thing?
no, I enjoyed it. I was not like I said, I wasn't surprised. I figured I'd like it. I do like Joe Carnahan, and this felt like a movie that would be a lot of fun, and it was, and I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I watched it finally. And I definitely would want to buy it on Blu-ray for sure. I think this has to be my next purchase just to get it, because this one you don't find streaming that often. It's kind of hard to find.
Yeah, I had to buy it. Luckily, it was on sale on Amazon for $1.50 or something.
Yeah, there you go. It'll probably be real cheap.
Yeah. It's one I used to have this on Blu-ray, but now I don't anymore since I got rid of them all. But I'm getting them back slowly.
Yes.
Hence why I had to buy this again. Luckily, it's only $7.
Yeah.
I'm curious. We'll end on this for Stretch. I haven't seen any Joe Carnahan movies lately because he did Narc, love it. Smoking Aces, love it. He did the A-Team, which was way better than I expected, but still, it's like okay. I gave it a 6. Good movie. Expected to hate it. He did The Gray, which is another like Mike Flanagan almost, where you're like, this sounds fucking terrible. Oh, pretty good actually, really good.
Yeah.
The Gray is a surprising movie. I don't like Liam Neeson that much, and that movie caught me off guard. Like, damn, I fucking love this movie, like certain parts of it.
Well, I think Liam Neeson just stopped making movies now because he's doing the same awful. He's just doing it for money. He's kind of pulling a Bruce Willis. He wants to just make a bunch of money, work while he can, and just be like
and say racist things.
It makes me want to do racist things,
Yeah.
and I realized I shouldn't do it, but I said, yeah, let's all get the N-word.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
The
Liam,
Irish,
what are you talking about?
It's a dementia, the Irish riddled dementia Irishman inside him is coming out, where he's like, comes out and is like, black man. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, did I drop the N-word? I'm so sorry. Oh shit.
Give her the fucking elephant.
Did I say my wife died skiing? I'm so sorry.
Oh,
He has that in his back pocket.
He didn't kill his wife.
He didn't kill her, but I'm saying that's what he uses to get out of it.
It was the one-armed man.
Yeah. He directed an episode right after Stretch in 2014. He then did 3 episodes of The Blacklist. He did 4 episodes of State of Affairs. And this is why I'm curious. Did you watch any of the following movies? He did Boss Level in 2020.
Never heard of it.
It's got that Ray whatever from Captain America movies that plays the bad guy in Captain America. What's his name? He's a special effect guy or special.
Oh,
Frank Grillo. Sorry.
Frank Grillo. Yeah.
Mel Gibson's in it too, apparently. It's got a 6.8. Pretty good score for that.
Might watch that.
He did a TV movie called Battle Ready from 2020 as well.
No.
And then he did Cop Shop from 2021. And that has Gerard Butler and Frank Grillo as well. Apparently they're good friends now. Ryan O'Neal. Who else is in that? Nobody you're going to recognize. Good God. Keith Jardine.
Ryan O'Neal's dead.
Ryan O'Neal's dead. Not that Ryan O'Neal.
Yeah, he's dead.
The other Ryan O'Neal from Fargo and Big Sky.
Oh.
He's fantastic. He's the only reason to watch Big Sky. Ryan O'Neal. The only reason.
Big Sky. What was Big Sky?
That was the show Ryan Phillippe I told you I watched.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the first episode, and the rest of the show sucks.
And
but he plays Dono, and he's the only fucking reason worthwhile.
Oh, okay.
But he was so good in that, he went on to Fargo. And they brought him in kind of the same role, and it was way better on Fargo because he does not.
Yeah, I need to watch Fargo. I know that it's been on for a while, and I guess all the shows are different.
Each season is a different story.
Each season different. Yeah, that's great. But it's
it's a fantastic show. You should watch it.
Yeah, I need to watch those.
It's on Hulu.
No, I know. I have access to it. I can watch it whenever I want. It's just like I'm always, you get to a point where you don't want to watch anything. You're just like looking for something to watch. And that's all you do now is looking for something to watch, but then you don't even watch it. So that's frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, but Fargo's a great show. Cop Shop, it's got a 6.2. I didn't watch it. And now he's doing Shadow Force, RIP, and Not Without Hope. And it's like, I want him to stay in the low budget thing, but like maybe he's outgrown his kind of teenage writing, because you can't deny that Smoking Aces and this aren't a little teenage-ish in their writing.
Well, he's a very specific kind of writer. He's kind of like a borderline, I don't want to say trying to be Quentin Tarantino-esque, but he's definitely
that's what I said earlier.
Yeah. So it's not, I mean,
but he's better.
Begrudging.
He's better. Yeah. He's not like trying to do that. He's just, it's way better than those Tarantino ripoff guys like Roger Avery, like Killing Zoe and the other ones. We're like, God damn, it's just a ripoff of Tarantino, but it's very different. He definitely has his own voice. I'll say that. Because I'm not like he's trying to do Tarantino with the no, I don't feel that at all when I watch his movies, but it's kind of in the same wheelhouse.
Right. Yeah.
But Stretch, I fucking love it. I gave Stretch an 8.
I would give it a 7. I probably need to watch it again before I'll get into that comfort 8 zone.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely but I'm gonna buy it. I'm definitely gonna buy it on Blu-ray and have it, and it's worth watching. I want to see the special features. I hope there's a commentary track. Maybe a lot of fun.
I think I bought it on Blu-ray at like a Blockbuster when it was going out of business.
Ah, okay.
And that's the only reason I had it. It's hard to find. Yes,
you might, it's probably $100,000 now on internet for Blu-ray. You have to go through eBay and sell a kidney to buy it.
well, let's just say watch stretch. Now we'll
Yes.
move over to my movie. A movie I watched pretty much immediately when it came out on home video.
Wow.
I liked Tim Burton at this time
Yes.
because at this time he hadn't done the movies I don't like that much of Tim Burton.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Because I already seen Ed Wood by this point. I had already seen Beetlejuice and Batman and Pee-wee, all that shit.
Returns.
And I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't care for Edward Scissorhands, although I did watch it as a kid
Right.
because it was always just on.
Yeah.
I never cared for that movie.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Beetlejuice is a big one for me. Beetlejuice and
yeah.
Batman were like my two big ones as a child.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And honestly, more Beetlejuice than Batman. Fucking loved Beetlejuice as a kid.
Yeah, and the cartoon was on. The cartoon's funny.
Yeah. And then as an
I enjoyed
adult,
the
you get more into Ed Wood because that is definitely his best movie.
Yeah, Ed Wood's his masterpiece, absolutely. Yeah.
But Mars Attacks is this weird movie that came out, and I think I understood what he was going for because I had seen those movies from the 50s because I'm MST3K. And so I wasn't confused what he was going for. I just got it right away. But people were just like, the movie's stupid. And it's like, yes. That's
the point.
That's the goal of the movies,
Right,
to be
yeah.
those stupid B movies of the 50s. And
Right.
I was like, I remember talking about this with like kids in middle school. I'm like, how you don't get that? Like, because I had that like peak of people watched it for a little bit and then nobody ever heard of it again.
Right.
And I felt like
Well,
I was the only one in the world that liked this fucking movie.
I'm not the biggest fan.
I could tell by the way you talk about it.
I like aspects of Mars Attacks. I don't love the movie as a whole, but I do quote it because there's a lot of great quotes in there. The Jim Brown character is probably my favorite character in the whole movie, and Jack Nicholson is funny, but he's always funny. But that whole part where he's trying to get the Jack Nicholson real estate scumbag Vegas character is trying to get Jim Brown to hurt somebody because he used to be a boxer.
Yeah.
And then he goes like, well, I was wondering if I could pay you money for you to give him maybe a round or two in the face with your fists. And he goes, oh, come on, man. Why are you coming at me like that? I'm trying to get good with my wife. I'm going back, trying to get back with my wife, trying to clean up my act, trying to do good. I found a law. I gave up pork. I don't do that stuff anymore, man. Yeah. Like Jack Nicholson goes, I dig. And it's just big pause. And all of a sudden he goes, so you gave up pork. That to me is just the best line in a movie. I don't know why it makes me laugh so hard. But that bit with him and that character is so damn funny.
Part of it
the rest of the movie, is kind of just a blur. Like it's just like I don't like most of the movie itself. I don't remember I don't remember too many like big lines, but that one just kills me every time.
Yeah, it's definitely a movie that has a lot of characters and a lot of one-off lines. This is the scene you're talking about, though.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Rough on jocks get to a certain age, opportunities dry up. So here's the deal. I got this chump owes me a lot of.
I'm going to be pausing so we don't get shut down on this clip alone.
But he needs a wake-up call. What I'd like for you to do is use that patented left hook on him.
Just in the ring, just in the ring.
Yeah, I'm hip. But
I'm hip.
This is our second Jim Brown movie, by the way.
Oh,
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Right? Yeah.
This is our second Jack Nicholson movie as well.
Wow.
Because we also did Witches of Eastwick.
Yes. Wow, we're kind of really behind the times with Jack Nicholson movies.
This is our second Michael J. Fox movie.
Oh my God.
Because we also did the Peter Jackson movie, The Frighteners.
That's right.
This is our second Tim Burton movie because I did by myself. I did a Edward Scissorhands episode.
That's good. I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, he did a. This is our second Lucas Haas thing, not in this show, but we did the Twilight Zone episode with the guitar.
That's right.
This is our second waitress from Natural Born Killers movie as well.
Oh my God! Shit.
She plays Jack Black's and Lucas Haas's mom.
That's right.
In
Yeah.
this movie.
That is
And for
Joe Don Baker. How many Joe Don Baker movies have we done?
none. This is the first.
This is the first. I don't buy it.
We're not MST3K.
Oh my God! I'm sure we brought him up many times.
But here's the question: how many DeVito movies have we done? We did so many. I couldn't even keep track.
Well, we've done Throw 'Em Off from the Train.
This, Throw 'Em Off from the Train, Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
Got the Smoochie.
Smoochie. Yeah.
And then we did. Oh, good God! There's so many. Like I said, I wrote 4 or 5, and so far we're at 4.
Right.
I feel like there's another one in there that we're forgetting.
Maybe we wanted to do Hoffa, but never got around to doing it.
No. And he's only in like a minute and a half of this movie. He has like 3 lines.
Right.
And he's 6th build. Can't figure that out.
Well, he's not. How many Tim Burton movies has he done, Danny DeVito? I think he's about 3 now. He did
Probably more than that.
Dumbo,
He did Dumbo, Big Fish, Batman Returns. He did this.
Oh, Mars Attacks, Batman Returns. You're right. Yeah, Batman Returns. I forgot Batman Returns. That's the best one.
And then he's in.
Yeah. He's probably going to show up in Beetlejuice 2.
I don't know.
That movie that you don't think exists. Beetlejuice, that sequel with the girl from.
No, that's from the 80s. It's not, no. It's already done.
Jenny Ortega's in it. She's from that movie, the Scream movies. She had to do the.
Sorry, I'm reading this
because
I can't hear you.
She did the Wednesday show that everybody loves, and I've never seen it. I have zero interest in watching it.
We haven't done Get Shardy yet, surprisingly.
Have we not? Oh wow,
yeah,
that's a good one.
We still got to do War of the Roses. So now I'm at 5. I just did 5 counting down his list.
All right, well, shit.
Where Dylan go?
Wow.
And I do have Last Action Hero on there somewhere. To get
Romancing the Stone.
We haven't done those yet. Going South, another him and Jack movie.
I don't know about Going South.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, another him and Jack movie.
That's a good one. That's a really sad one.
Anyway, continue with the scene here. Now that we've had enough time pass.
Yes, it's very good.
I'll give you $2,000. When you're done, all you got to do is mosey on by the office, pick up the cash.
Why you want to come at me that way, huh? I'm trying to get back with my wife. We used to have problems with that same kind of shit. I've changed, man.
I want to say that Jim Brown was one of the first commentators for the UFC when it started.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go look at the first. I don't think he's in the first one, but I think he's in like 2 through 10 or 12 or whatever.
Wow. Okay.
He was big in the UFC when it started, when there was like barely any rules.
Well, speaking of that, so you know Dana White, right?
Yeah.
He's the founder of the UFC and all that stuff. Remember that Howie Mandel thing that he did that got him in trouble or something?
Howie Mandel.
He was on the Howie Mandel podcast.
I'll give you $2,000 to get Howie Mandel with your patent in left, Dana.
He got really upset and he says, "You know what? I don't want to do this anymore. And I'm sick of these fucking podcasts." And he left the show. And Howie Mandel, it was like this viral sensation thing that happened for like 2 weeks for a while. And they asked him about it. And then Dana White goes, "Look, that was all fake. That was a total fake. Howie Mandel's idea." And he said, Howie Mandel, he produces all these podcasts. So he has a studio where he does a bunch of podcasts. And one of them had like a UFC show or whatever that was doing it there. And Dana White was there. And Howie goes, "Hey, do you want to come on my show?" And he goes, because I really respect you and you're a great, entrepreneur and all this stuff. And it'd be great to have you. So he goes, "Yeah, no, it'd be great." And then Howie Mandel gets him in there and he says, "Hey, I got an idea. What if because I've seen you doing a lot of these podcasts lately. I'm sure you're sick of them. So why don't you come on my show and say, I'm sick of doing these fucking podcasts, and we'll make it look like it's real. And it'll be the most talked about thing for like 3 weeks. I guarantee it." And Dana White was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And I guess he did it. And I guess it was like the talked about thing for 2 or 3 weeks. And then somebody finally asked him, Dana, wait about it. He goes, do you really hate Howie Mandel? And he goes, no, look, I can't keep this a secret anymore. And he goes, I love Howie Mandel. I think he's a genius. He's fantastic. And this is what happened. And he explains what happened. So that was kind of funny. It just shows you that everything on the internet's a lie.
Yeah.
Like everything's a lie. It's all finessed. It's
That's
all
the
to get clicks. Everything on there's a lie.
it's the Quaid thing that we watched where he freaks out, and he did such a good job that we believed it.
Right, yeah. The Dennis Quaid.
Dennis
blowout.
Quaid freak out. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that was fake. I'm like, God damn, Dennis Quaid, good job. Like,
It's hilarious. Yeah.
it's hard to pull off right. You know, it's a lot of times
Yeah.
it's way too obvious.
But that's the thing. Everybody's being manipulated online. So don't believe anything you see or you read, or if it's made by a computer, don't believe it. Please watch our show every other weekend. Subscribe and like.
I was dead. No, but I did watch to follow up our Lily Tomlin, David O. Russell argument that we played either last time or the time before.
Oh, yeah.
Lily Tomlin was interviewed on Kevin Nealon's show where they're hiking. They're like walking up a mountain. That's his show.
Right.
Talking to her because they're friends, both SNL chums. And he's like, do you actually hate David O. Russell? And he's asking about that clip. And she's like, no, God, no. I work with him in a heartbeat. And they played a bunch of clips of her saying that in different shows. And she means it.
Yeah.
She's like, no, we yelled at each other a couple times. He yelled at me. I yelled at him. We're both wrong. We're both right.
Right. That happens, though.
But I
it's
would work
fun
with
to
him again.
watch.
He's a genius. Like,
Right.
I love his movies, and I would definitely work with him again. And
I
he
love
talks.
his
They
KFC
talk, and they
commercials.
talk from time to time. That's what
Yeah.
what I learned.
No, yeah.
I was like, damn.
Anybody on a set, there's going to be contention. There's going to be upset. People at work get mad at each other. They'll have blowouts. But like in your family, you blow out with your family. You'll tell your mom, you go fuck yourself, and the next day you're like, I love you,
fucking cunt.
You forget my fucking face. I hope you're dead. And then you're like, I'm sorry. You know.
I'm not lying. I don't eat pork, and I'm a better man. I faced that demon. I don't want him coming out again.
You give up pork.
That's all he got. That's all he heard there. He's asking him to do violence for money, and all he heard was the pork thing.
So you gave up pork.
What you're saying is you gave up pork.
Oh God!
But I don't want to beat. No, Mars Attacks. I get not liking this movie. It is a lot to take, and it is incredibly far into the movie before the actual invasion happens. But I don't know. For some reason, this movie just fucking works for me and on all levels.
Well, I get you do know that, but this movie is based on a series of cards from the 50s, right?
Yeah.
And that's where all the scenes from the cards are in the movie. So basically, it's very much it is Tim Burton's sense of humor. So it matches completely with what his sensibilities in every way. But also, I saw this movie in theaters when it first came out. Christmas Eve, I think we went into the theaters, or New Year's
There's
Eve.
the cards.
We used to, if you have a set of those cards, holy shit, they're worth some money. You want to see how much one of those cards go for on eBay?
But it's like each card is a little quick scene, and most of them happen in the movie.
Right. Yeah, exactly. They're all in there, and that's the joke, and that's what's funny. But how much do that's new cards? I want the vintage set of Mars Attack cards cost.
I can't even imagine.
I'm gonna see. Let's see. Vintage cards. Vintage Mars Attacks cards.
Oh, they didn't do this one. Jesus Christ! Look at this card.
Oh wow, yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's a certain Dutch director saw this and just went for it. But this is not out of. This is Starship Troopers right here. Look at this card.
Right, that's hilarious. Right, yeah, that's ridiculous.
Destroy the city.
He's afraid. They're afraid.
Look at this. So it's got the same exact thing coming out the bottom.
So yeah, just one 1962 vintage original classic Topps card, $40. for a Mars Attack trading card. And that's not protected. That's just the card itself. None of these are graded.
It's I'm trying to think of where to begin in this movie because there's a lot. I like that the movie's called Mars Attacks, so that when you start watching it and they're like, "Here's the Martians," you're not like, "Oh, they're gonna be friendly." No, you know where this is going, and it's just that's what makes it funny is everyone's so optimistic in the beginning. Like all
Right,
the
yeah.
TV interviews, like Michael J. Fox is there. What will they say? What will they? And it's just chaos happens, and Michael J. Fox is killed so quickly in this movie.
Yeah, this is a jam-packed cast.
Yeah,
And I think all of them die.
and then you find out that Michael J. Fox was just starting to have his little tremors
Yeah.
in this movie, and I'm like, this is '96, man. Like, good God, because he kept going a while after this with I think a couple years, maybe a year or two, with Spin City.
Yeah.
Like when didn't he leave Spin City like '99, or is that when the show ended?
I think no, he left because Charlie Sheen took over.
I know, but when did Michael J. Fox leave?
I have no idea. Probably 97, 98, maybe 99. I don't know how
No,
long
because
the
it
show was
started
on
in
for.
'96. It went to 2002. I think J. Fox was on it until '99.
Probably. You're probably right. And then it got Charlie Sheen started doing sitcoms, and he forever blessed us with his wonderful work in 2.5 Men. Talk about want to put a bullet in my head like Ed Helms. 2.5 Men. Jesus Christ.
Oh shit, he was on until 2001.
Oh, okay, there you go.
He left at the beginning of season 6. Yeah, Wife and Mikey, and I bet that's what they did with Charlie Sheen. Yeah,
Did
Charlie,
you watch
yeah.
that thing on the internet where they said it said scenes from movies from the 80s that will not be ever remade again? It was a scene from Teen Wolf where he goes, "I got something to tell you," and his friend looks at him and goes, "You're not a fag, are you?" And then Michael J. Fox goes, "I'm not a fag." He goes, "Okay, I'm a werewolf." It's like, wow,
Oh, thank God.
thank God you're not a fag.
Uh, yeah, 'cause Charlie Sheen came out in 2000, so it makes sense that they
Wow,
overlapped a
so
little bit.
that's
Yeah.
how that worked. Okay, wow.
That means he was like years into his kind of transition into his shaky werewolf
Yeah.
or fag werewolf, if you will.
You faggy werewolf with all the shakes.
I
and
love Spin
things.
City. It's a good show.
I think I saw some of it. It was funny.
Underrated. Yeah.
There was a lot of good character actors in that show too.
Yeah, Barry Bostwick, Alan Ruck,
Mm-hmm.
Michael Boltman.
Mm.
Michael Boltman was great. He was on my wife watches those Good Lawyer, Good Wife shows, and he's in those.
Good Lawyer, Good Wife, the show.
Richard Kind was one of the major characters as well.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta be cruel to be kind.
So I don't know what it is about this movie. I think it might be just be how it doesn't really treat the invasion with any seriousness. Maybe that throws
Right.
people off because people love Independence Day. And that movie takes every single fucking aspect of everything so serious. This is like the counter movie to Independence Day.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is a shit movie.
Yeah, it came out the same year.
Yes.
Yeah.
This got bumped forward to compete with it. This is supposed to come out in 97. And they bumped it forward.
Really?
Yeah, they bumped it forward.
I remember this came out holiday '96. I remember that.
Yeah.
I saw it in theaters, and
but
we were not pleased.
They were not going to compete with Independence Day. It just wasn't going to happen.
No.
Which came out fucking 6 months prior. Like, why were they trying?
Big Willie Weekend, bro.
What
That
day
was
did
the
this
start
actually
of
come
the
out?
Big Willie Weekend. And then he had Men in Black 2 the next year. Big hit. Before was a big hit. MIB was a big hit. And then he did Wild Wild West. Not so much a big hit.
I saw that in the theater though, so I participated in that.
Did not. I missed that one in theaters. I did not see that one in theaters.
I didn't pay for it though, so I didn't help.
There you go.
But
Problem solved.
It came out December 13th, 96.
Yep.
What a weird year. I don't know. This is kind of more like the fuck you version of that storyline. Because Independence Day is like everything is serious and every character. They both have 1,000 characters. They both globe hop. They both have the exact same setup. If you look at it on paper, it's just one of them fucks around and doesn't take it seriously, and one of them doesn't let up with how serious everything is, even though it's terrible. And I don't dislike Independence Day, but I will say it is a bad movie.
Right.
As far as I don't give a shit about anyone in that movie.
No, you're right. Yeah, completely. Well, it's a superficial movie. It's fluff. There's nothing to it. It's just
Strange
a
Science,
popcorn movie.
That movie has Vivica A. Fox in it. We just
Yes.
did A. Fox Twilight Zone earlier today.
Exactly. Connection?
No.
Well, yeah, because
Not with the movies. We're connecting these two movies, not.
She was also in the Independence Day 2 sequel. ID 42.
Oh, was she really?
Yeah, she dies. She dies real quick.
Oh, of course.
She doesn't last long at all.
Because they realized she can't act anymore.
Well, she still looked good, but she ran to the helicopter and fell through a building that fell down. The hospital collapses beneath her and she died.
I don't watch the first half of a lot of movies and stop, but Independence Day 2 is one of them.
Wow.
Yeah, I watched
Independence Day 2 is a bad movie. Yeah,
I get it.
I saw that for free because I got it for my birthday. The theater used to give free tickets for your birthday. So like, yeah, fuck it, I'll use it. I have to use it within a week. There's nothing else out. I'll go watch Independence Day 2, and goddamn, was that an awful movie. I mean, you talk about what the fuck were they thinking? That's the movie.
Yeah, I mean, why make it? They should just had it completely unrelated to the first movie. The tie-ins are what made it sad. Every time they brought up Will Smith, he died, and like, just unnecessary. Just have it unrelated, and you can mention the events of the first movie because that's related in the universe, but not the people. Like,
right?
The people don't fucking matter in that movie. Really, they don't. Like, Malcolm needs to get on the ship, and like, no, why?
I gave it a cold. I gave it a virus, a computer virus.
Yeah.
That's 94. But yeah, terrible.
You gotta go. I gave it a computer.
Yeah.
Virus.
I gave it a virus, a computer.
Why do the aliens have the same exact
Point
program
of order
that we do?
Point of order. Why does the
on page 23 of the manual, it doesn't say anything about. You gotta.
Where can I find the wizard's key? Yeah. What the hell are you talking about? Yeah. I withdraw my question. Yes. And he eats a fucking candy bar.
Actually, they pay me for one meat, cheap bastard.
No, just beep. They just doubled it on the soundtrack. Cheap bastard. God, I love The Simpsons. Another great show that just needs to go away.
Oh, that's a show. I'll say this. I'll never be able to explain The Simpsons and why it's funny to my wife. But I've been watching MST3K on the Roku channel, like I told you.
Yes.
And she's like, why do you like this show so much? And she's watching, and then she starts laughing. I go, there you go. That's it.
Right.
That's it. That's all it is.
Watch the show. Yeah, just watch it for a minute.
But she always catches it when it's the robots on screen and they're doing the little between. Right. And I go, this doesn't matter. Don't pay attention to this. This is only for the fans. Like, this part doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're not going to find this funny unless you're in with the show.
This is the kosher pickle that goes with the cheeseburger.
Yeah.
That's why it's there.
Well, that part is just for people who watch it all the time and they follow like what little storyline they have. That's where you catch up with that stuff. But if you're just a casual fan and you're not watching in order, just ignore it. Yeah. Just leave the room, honestly.
Leave the room and
shut up. I don't want you to be like, this is a fucking puppet show. No, and then come back for when they're watching the movie because that's the part that matters. And that's it. Yeah. She starts laughing during that part. I'm like, there you go. That's it. It's as simplistic as it can get with a show.
Right, yeah.
Like, you're not going to get every joke, but their theme is the right people will get this joke. That's it. That's all they have ever gone off. But The Simpsons, I don't think I'll ever be able to explain why it's funny to her.
Yeah.
She just doesn't have the frame of reference for a lot of the jokes because she didn't grow up on the same stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not her fault. Not that I'm like discounting what she knows, but like, you know, if she didn't grow up in the same stuff we did, she probably wouldn't understand a lot of the jokes. So
yeah, right.
Because they're specific, like the Charles Bronson, like.
Oh yeah.
Like, she shouldn't get that, honestly.
Right.
But I'm not gonna try to explain it to her because it's
Star Trek 7.
yeah.
So very tight. Again with the Klingons.
The Troy McClure stuff. I'm like, you're not gonna get
Oh, yeah.
the actors that they're referring to with this. Mostly Shatner and like, he does Shatner and he does a lot of what's his name? The gun nut. The Michigan gun nut. What's his fucking name? Oh, he's not Michigan. Charlton Heston. Yeah, he does a lot of Charlton Heston jokes as well and the Troy McClure stuff. Like, she's not going to get that. She doesn't know who he is. So I get it. Anyway, Mars Attacks. I'm surprised she actually likes this movie when she's watching it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of actors she knows and they show up and they die. And Tim Burton clearly loves killing Jack Nicholson because he kills him twice in this and once in Batman.
And then he'll probably kill him again just for fun.
Well, he's retired now, so he can't.
Oh, man.
He needs to show up at a Lakers game the next time Jack Nicholson actually shows up in person and really kill him.
Yes.
That would be the great final chapter in that. The fourth kill is for real.
You're right. Oh, man. But, let's see, where was I? I don't know. This movie, I think I don't watch it all the time. And I rarely watch it. Like I said, I'll watch chunks of it here and there just for the parts that I like. That's all I watch. So the movie, it's not a terrible movie. It's just not what it's almost 1941 level of chaos. Like, it's that kind of a movie, like big disaster, spoof,
yes,
satire.
Only
but I would say Mars Attacks is more entertaining.
Much better done.
Yes.
1941 was just no. You're right. I see what you're saying, but that movie is chaos with the filmmaking as well. This movie's very tight. Like, he moves from thing to thing to thing, like, very well.
Yeah.
And I won't give Tim Burton a compliment unless he really deserved it, because I have my fucking issues with Tim Burton.
Right.
So when I say he moves from scene to scene there's only a couple segments I would say need to be trimmed. Most of them involve Lucas Haas.
Right.
But most of the movie fucking flows from one to the other. It's only 1:45, and think of how many characters and scenes there are. This movie fucking trucks along. This movie should be 2.5, 3 hours based on how many scenes there are and characters there are.
Right. Yeah. And then,
there's so many.
If this was a 3-hour movie, they'd be suicides.
Yeah, and that's where I would say I agree with you that this movie's overrated or this movie sucks. But no, it's 1:45. It's done. It flows along. I love the way that they reveal things. They don't even include you with how Lucas Haas gets the song to the government.
Right, yeah.
They just skip over that. It doesn't fucking matter. He did it. That's all that matters.
And Jack Black shows up to die.
Yeah.
One of his earlier roles.
He's running.
His ass hanging out the whole time.
He puts on his helmet and then immediately dies. What I was getting to is Michael J. Fox rushes to get his girlfriend, Carrie, and he's like, yeah, and he reaches for her, then she pulls over an empty hand. And then you see that hand on the spaceship, and the aliens are trying to animate it.
Right, yeah.
And they put her head on the dog, and the dog head on her.
Yeah.
And then Pierce Brosnan gets his head taken off later, and then they kiss. Yeah. That's mostly I remember as a kid.
I found you quite pretty. Oh, did you really? I did. Oh. It's so stupid.
And honestly, to tie it in with The Simpsons, part of the reason I love this movie is because it reminds me of Futurama. Because Futurama took the head in a jar stuff from this. There's a bunch of heads in jars in that show. And Futurama is one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of tie over there.
The Toro effect.
The what?
The Guillermo del Toro effect. Lots of things in bottles, like fetuses and creatures in jars in a laboratory.
Yeah. I don't know. It is a guilty pleasure movie. I will admit that, but it's in my wheelhouse. It's one of my favorite Tim Burton movies. I'd say maybe my fourth favorite Tim Burton movie.
It's way on down the list for me.
Fifth. I'd say fifth.
I would say Ed Wood, Batman Returns, Batman, Pee Wee's Big Adventure. No, I put Beetlejuice then Pee Wee. And Sleepy Hollow. I like Sleepy Hollow a lot. I do enjoy Big Fish. I thought that was pretty good. But everything, Big Fish, ever since Big Fish, he just hasn't made a movie that was
No, he sucks.
He sucks because
That's what I say. It's a love hate with Tim Burton. M. Night Shyamalan's the same. He has some really good movies, and then the rest are bullshit.
No, it's unfortunate because I feel like Tim Burton has become a caricature of his own success now. Because everything has to be like, it has to be whimsy. It's Tim Burton's world. Whoa, it's flimsy. Everything's German architecture from the 20s. Ooh. And he's like, okay, sure. And I'm sure he's just like, this is all you give me credit for, so fuck it. I'll make a big paycheck out of this. So I don't care anymore. I could do Superman Lives with my friend Nick.
I'm going to go Ed Wood, Batman Returns. And honestly, I could swap those.
Yeah.
I think I'm like you, where it really depends on your mood.
Right.
And then Batman. And then Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go Big Fish.
Yeah.
And then I'll go Mars Attacks. And then I'll go
Pee Wee.
Pee Wee. Thank you.
Wow. Big Fish. Wow. No.
And then, no, sorry. Planet of the Apes is number one. I'm so sorry.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. We're idiots.
Dark Shadows.
I saw that in the fucking theater.
I did too.
And I still want my money back 20 some years later.
The ending makes no sense.
23 years later, I want my money back still. I'm so pissed at that movie. No, I do like this better than Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Movie.
I think Pee Wee's Big Adventure is a good movie, but people blow that up because of nostalgia. It's a good movie, but it's not. I don't know. Maybe that's how I think about this movie. Obviously, this is my nostalgia movie. But I watched Pee Wee before this, obviously. But this one resonated with me. I don't know why. I just like the 50 sci-fi aesthetic. I like how callous they are with human life. Like anyone's like,
right,
we need to give peace a chance. Jack Nicholson's
right.
He does the Rodney King. Why can't we all just get along? He shakes his hand and he realizes it's a gag, and he does the reverse of what Jack Nicholson did in Batman with the electric shock.
Right, yeah.
Then he climbs on, and then terrible CG, and it gets him through the chest, and he falls over dead.
Yeah,
like I don't know. It's just a lot of inside jokes because that he clearly did that on purpose.
Right,
as a reference to Batman.
Yeah,
and it was. I love how callous they are with people in human life, which normally I don't like, but when it's done in this jokey way, it works for me. When it's done seriously, it's not. I hate it. Like I hate it. But in this one, I don't know. It's just this one works perfectly for me. I also give this movie an 8.
Wow. See, I probably give this one a 6.
Okay.
Mars Attacks for me is probably a 6.
And this is where we get down to the verses. Because I gave these movies the same score. You clearly have a winner with your 2 scores.
Yes.
But let's go to the scorecards. Which one? It's your episode. Which one wins for you?
Oh, Stretch.
Okay.
Yeah, hands down.
And you know what, Dick? I told you last week Stretch wouldn't win. That was just to undersell it, so you didn't hate it.
Aha!
I'm picking Stretch as well. Stretch wins.
Good. Yeah.
I enjoy Stretch more than Mars Attacks, even though I grew up on Mars Attacks.
Right.
Grew up from like 12 up, but
right, yeah.
It is a better movie. It's just I don't know. I don't know how to describe the 2 verses, but it's more fun to watch. Right. Mars Attacks does have those stretches where you're like, okay, get to the next, and it does flow well, but then Lucas Haas, and you're like, okay, come on, yodeling, I get it. Move on, old lady, you Oscar-winning dead lady. Come on.
Oscar-winning dead lady.
Yeah, that's all I was thinking during her scenes. I'm like, oh, she used to be so talented. Can we move on?
She's great in Beetlejuice.
So Stretch wins. Oh, she's great in Beetlejuice. Handbook of the. Yeah, she gives them that book.
Right. Yeah.
She has one of the most memorable scenes, and she's only in a few seconds of like three
Right.
times, right?
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, they'll never make a sequel to that movie. So, and she's dead,
Yeah.
so she won't be in it.
It doesn't matter. I don't watch it anyway. She's dead.
Yeah. Oh, next week. You said you want to do. Oh, what did you say?
Richard Jewell.
Richard Jewell. Oh, it's here then. Dick. So you're doing Richard Jewell from 2019. JEWELL 2019. Dick, I chose a little known movie called Gattaca.
Ooh, yeah, it's very good.
I only chose it because I love it, but I haven't seen it in like 15 years, I'd say. Maybe longer.
It's been a while since I've seen
I
it. too.
love that movie, though.
It's good. It's a really good. Yeah, it's a nice sci-fi twisty movie.
Gattaca.
Very low budget. Directed by the same guy that did God of War and War Pigs.
Mike Nichols. Yeah, good movie. I'd say great movie. Another, I'm trying to go on my sci-fi twist because if you notice my next movie after this, I'll reveal it now. I'm going on my sci-fi kick. 2010, the year we make contact. Never seen it.
It's decent.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie. It's just
Yeah.
a little boring, but it's of that era where things were slower, and that's a slow moving movie. But it's still good performances.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a decent flick. It's decent.
Roy Schneider,
It's
right?
worth watching.
Roy Schneider.
Roy Schneider. What's her name? Glenn. No. Oh shit! What's her name? Oh
I don't
man.
know, but
God damn it!
my
See?
movie after that, I'm very excited about. We've been talking about it for 25 years now, you and I, and I've never seen it. I don't know if you have. I think you have. Maybe it's been a while. I chose The Conversation for the week after that, or the episode after that.
Yeah, no, that would be a good choice. Yeah.
I've never seen it. I always have wanted to, and I know I'm going to love it. And I'm like, you know
Right.
what? It's when I have my top 5 of movies I know I will love, and I've never seen them. Conversation's always in there. I'm like, it's always the one on my list. I'm like, I need to watch that, and I never do. I need to force myself.
Yeah.
And then the episode after that, I chose Lost Souls from 2000, another guilty pleasure movie.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
You're probably not going to like it.
Well,
I loved it when it came out, and so did my buddy from high school. But again, that was 24 years ago.
shit.
So you're probably not going to like it, and I probably won't either. But I chose that, and that's at the end of August anyway. But just a little heads up on my episodes that I chose.
Yeah, sounds good.
So next time on July 19th, Gattaca versus Richard Jewell. What a weird combo.
I'm gonna find a connection. There will be a connection.
What's your connection for today's movies other than Limos, which is a pretty good one, actually?
Limos.
Martin Short and his sexual aggression in Limos.
Yeah, actually, there you go.
Martin Short turns into Chris Pine. Or does he turn into Ed Helms and blows his brains out?
If only. I'd pay to see that.
I love
twice.
I love the walk that woman has. She doesn't blink at all as an alien.
Lisa Marie.
Yeah, Lisa Marie.
That's Tim Burton's piece of ass
Yeah.
for like from 1990 to 2000, whenever he met Helen Bonham Carter.
So imagine going from that to Helena Bonham Carter. Sorry. That is a weird difference. And honestly, I'm going Carter on this one.
Oh.
So you give me a choice. No, Fight Club, Marla Singer. Come on, I haven't fucked. She hasn't been fucked like that since grade school, Dick. I need to test it out.
True. That's true. That's a good point. Oh man, funny.
Yeah, I gotta fucking and see what she's like.
Yeah.
The other one's just a pretty girl. Who cares? Like Helena Bonham Carter's an interesting looking woman, and she's super talented.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's more interesting to me.
And now he's with Monica Bellucci, which is amazing.
How?
I
Did she
don't
get that
know.
desperate, or does she like, you know what, fuck it. I'll fuck this weirdo looking dude. Maybe he'll put me in a movie.
Stranger
And she's
things
only
have
done
happened.
voice work for him.
Hey man, Hollywood famous people fuck the weirdest looking things. Look at Lyle Lovett. He almost
Yeah.
married
I
Julie
thought they did
Roberts. For
marry.
Christ's sake.
I thought they did
They
marry.
did, yeah. I think you're right. They did marry, and then
Yeah.
she left him for a cameraman.
I think they were married for like 12 years.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, he left her is the interesting thing.
Man.
Dick, I remember most from Gattaca. I'll end on this. I remember most from Gattaca, a scene with contact lenses and him trying to put it back in his eye in a hurry. Because it's supposed to be Jude Law is like this frail version of a man, and then Ethan Hawke is pretending to be him, right?
Yes. Well, it's a movie about your genetic
Perfect
disposition
society.
gives you your place in the world.
Yes.
And Ethan Hawke is trying to be a astronaut / scientist, but he has to have the perfect physical everything on paper. Basically, he doesn't prove it; just has to be on paper.
Yeah.
And for this cycle to happen, so he gets this job to go to Saturn or something. He wants to go to the Jupiter moons. So So you know what?
Europa.
Gattaca in 2010 would have been a better connection because they go to Jupiter's moons.
But the problem is, those are both my movies. I can't put both of my movies
Doesn't
together.
matter. Gattaca and 2010.
I mean, if you want to forfeit your Richard Jewell until the next week, I'll put.
No, we gotta watch Richard Jewell. I want to watch Richard Jewell.
Okay, then
You need
what
to
do you
watch
want
that
out of me?
movie. Let's do it, and I'll find a connection for that too.
So, okay. I remember the contact scene. I remember a hair scene on like a little railing on the wall, and she kind of gathers it.
Yeah.
And I remember the space shuttle's taking off in the distance while he's discussing what he needs to do.
Right.
Nothing else beyond that. It's really like I remember loving the movie several times that I watched it, and it's just kind of faded. And I'm glad it faded because now I get to watch it with kind of fresh eyes, honestly. Well, that's part of the reason I didn't watch it in the interim because I wanted to watch it again and be like, I have no memory of this. I feel like I wish I could do that with like Shawshank, but it's just I'm beyond that.
Right. Yeah.
It's never gonna happen. I had to have like the Men in
No.
Black. What the hell's
Yeah,
this?
To rewatch that. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a.
Or you,
Oh,
I would
yeah,
just
no, this-
clear my memory and watch Usual Suspects every Friday with you. What the fuck?
Yeah.
He's Kaiser. Like we would do a
mind-blowing every
podcast
time.
where we just discuss Usual Suspects, and it's the exact same podcast every week.
Oh god, that'd be funny.
God, that'd be a fun
Like,
podcast. If we actually had that
yeah, but-
technology just to wipe our memories.
Oh man. Boo! I don't remember where I live.
Shit.
We got. Where am I? Oh my god, I'm scared.
Dick,
That's when I
until
killed the
next
guy that came to
time.
my door.
And in the meantime, Phoenix West.
Dick ticket.
So long, citizens. See you for episode 167. Bye-bye.
Wow. Too much fun on this one. I will say this to you.
Fuck you, everybody. Good night.
And that is